Hey everyone, what is going on, and welcome back to today's video, and again, welcome back to another Sunday operator guide. And as you guys can see, today we are hopping into the Mozzie guide. Mozzie won fair from the last episode, which was IQ, with him having 58 likes, 35 likes for Mute, and 10 likes for Gridlock. So Mozzie was the clear winner. Now jumping into this video, we have to decide which operator we're going to do for next week. So the operators on decision are going to be Capcan, Smoke, and Capitao. And in this video, we're going to be changing up the voting system. So previously I used a comment section to cast votes, but in today's video, we're trying something new in a card. So on the top right corner of your screen about now, there will be a card with a poll for you to vote in for either of the three operators. So go vote for next week's operators, and other than that, let's jump into the Mozzie guide. Now, as always, we're going to start off with the weapon review, then we're going to move on to the gadget utilization and finish off with the operator strategies. So if you're here for a specific reason, feel free to look through the vid, and without further ado, let's get into the weapon review. So diving into Mozzie's loadout, his first primary weapon is the Commando 9mm. This weapon deals 36 damage a shot on 780 rounds per minute. This weapon is a great starting weapon along with its other primary, which we will get into soon. This 9mm has essentially zero recoil, and you will see in clips behind, as long as you have a good sense, this weapon is one of the easiest starting weapons in Siege. His alternative weapon is the P10 Roni. It is a lower damage but also efficient alternative to the Commando, coming in with 26 damage per shot and picking up to a 980 rounds per minute. This weapon's lower damage is made up with its higher rate of fire, obviously. This weapon is another very low recoil gun, and along with the Commando is one of the easiest to control guns, which makes Mozzie an overall great starting operator to pick up if you're just getting the game. Now diving into his secondary, Mozzie has access to the SDP 9mm semi-auto pistol with 47 damage per shot and a fire rate depending on your trigger finger. This is an efficient weapon for finishing kills, obviously, but rip the super shotty on Mozzie. In terms of his equipment, he has access to barbed wire and a C4. Depending on how you play Mozzie, both of these can be very useful pieces of equipment. Barbed wire can be very efficient for a roaming or anchoring Mozzie player, and the C4 is primarily used for a roaming Mozzie player, utilizing the range if you get in a 1v2 or a high situation or using the floor. But of course, a C4 can still be useful with an anchor, but I'd recommend barbed wire if you are anchoring. And yeah, pairing up that C4 with maybe a Mozzie drone with intel-based calls, maybe a ping from a teammate or even yourself, and then a C4 through the floor can definitely work efficiently. But obviously there's better people like Pulse if you'd like to specifically C4 people through the floor. But you know, it can definitely still work if you get cucked in a low position and you need to take sight back. Trying to get a frag off from below is definitely very efficient. Now jumping into the gadget utilization, Mozzie has access to the Pest Launcher gadget, which is a deployable scarab, or otherwise known in Australia as a Mozzie, that you can shoot on the floor or directly at a drone that will hack an incoming drone and make it completely controllable by the Mozzie. You cannot pick up these drones, but having access to a maximum of 3 across the map depending on your placement, this can bring a lot of intel to the team that could really help in a competitive situation. Utilizing these gadgets really depends on the player. If you're playing a very aggressive roam, using the drones to push forward and frag can be very useful in these situations. And also utilizing these drones in common push positions can give you intel into pushes that can be very useful. If you require the intel due to the team maybe lacking a Valkyrie or a Maestro. And he can also help in watching flanks of other defenders if they are holding a specific angle and need a call out from an angle they cannot watch themselves. Using all 3 of these strats will all basically be beneficial to your team, and they all have their own benefits within the team, depending on whether it's for you or for the team. But make sure if you're playing Mozzie to not only worry about fragging and utilize your drones, or you're basically wasting a pick and can be more efficient. So what I mean there is just make sure if you play Mozzie to try and actually focus on getting drones and utilizing those drones for intel. No matter what way you use them, as long as you're actually utilizing your drone, your pick is worthy. And also don't forget that even if you are flanking, you can utilize this drone still to give a constant ping to maybe someone it might be of interest to in your team. Whether you're in a party or not, you can still utilize this drone to take advantage of this and help out your team. So don't forget to be more considerate of your teammates as well when you're playing Mozzie, because that's definitely something that will help out in the long term. Especially if you may even get someone save their life, get them a kill, anything like that. It just may really come in certain situations really handy, and that will definitely help out your team, which is a benefit of Mozzie. Finishing off with the operator strategies, Mozzie is a hard flex operator, which means depending on your playstyle, you can play him either as a roamer or an anchor. He can also contribute to a team even with little communication with intel, but obviously accurate callouts are always going to be better than pings. So that's why I recommend you guys try and get a team as best as you can. If you guys are looking for a team, there's a link to a Discord in the description down below. That Discord has plenty of people trying to look for games normally. So if you guys are looking for a little community trying to find some games, it's mainly got Xbox people in it, but feel free to join if you're not Xbox. Go check the link down in the description. Using Mozzie as a fragging operator is definitely a great way to play him, utilizing that additional intel that he gives you with the drones. You can utilize this heavily in droning forward on flanks and direct contests. also taking advantage of his loadout, which is insanely easy to use and can be learnt in a very short time. These weapons will help you out with roaming hard along with his 2-speed. In terms of anchoring Mozzie, he can also be incredibly useful again. Using this weapon set gives you an easy advantage early on, essentially having no recoil, and anchoring with a 2-speed is efficient as it can give you more movement capability on side that a 3 armor doesn't give you. This makes for a good moving anchor, and utilizing Mozzie's drones to maybe play close room sights and try to frag, or of course you can find a spot to hold it down and use your Mozzie drone for callouts or to drone for one of your teammates. Either way, Mozzie is a great all-around pick that can benefit any team as long as you don't forget to use your drones. And yeah, that's just basically the one tip I have for you guys. Is I've been saying this all video, but if you play Mozzie, make sure to use your drones. Try and set them up if you want to anchor. Try and use them to flank. Definitely, an aggressive Mozzie is definitely a deadly Mozzie. Mozzie has a great weapon set, as I've outlined a lot this game, or video, sorry. And yeah, if you just utilize this weapon set as best as you can, you really can be just a complete deadly force. Just using this weapon set alone is going to give you an advantage, as I've already said. And yeah, combining this with the Mozzie is just a great way to play a roam, and even an anchor. Like, Mozzie's guns are great anchoring weapons, if I'm gonna be honest. I definitely like using them when I'm holding down a sight. They're nice for pre-firing with like good weapon size in magazine, and they just hold it down. Basically, with no recoil, you can pre-fire high head angles and just try and wait for them to peek in while you just hold down that angle pre-firing, because it's really easy to control, and that's what makes Mozzie a really good operator in my opinion. And honestly, that's about all I have to say about Mozzie. I feel like this guide has better detail than others due to me personally using Mozzie a lot and having much more experience, so I hope I was able to help you guys in some way. If you guys found this video useful, make sure to drop a like and consider subbing, as I upload daily here and there's always something new to watch, so make sure to go sub down below. And also, if you're interested in watching me stream, make sure to go and check out my Twitch. The link is in the description. I stream over there every day as well at 7:15 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time every day. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys learned something new about Mozzie, because this means I've done my job. Catch you guys later. Peace.